Hey everyone, welcome to the Bible Belt Bros podcast. Today we are just hanging out. Finally, Andrew's back, and we are just gonna
I didn't know I was still on
chill.
this podcast, sorry.
Well, it's slowly me working you out of the podcast, but then I just realized I don't have enough friends to keep it going without a co-host.
You also realize that the title is Bros and has an S on it, so you have to have more than one.
Right, and so since I don't have friends, and I can't travel to Houston every week, and
So I'm a pity friend, huh?
you're just, our friendship is one of those where you're there.
Always there. I'm the safety net.
You are the safety net.
I get it. You're
like
my safety net, so I get it.
Well, they like the backup boyfriend, like in
side
the relationships. Like, well, that guy's always gonna. And I mean, really, I guess it would be girlfriend, right? That's, what are we talking about here?
I just got friend zoned.
But you know what I mean. Like, you're just always there. You're never gonna leave. You always take me back.
Unfortunately.
You are a boyfriend. All right.
No, so actually, I just missed a couple, mainly because we just got a new house, and there's a lot of stuff that we are working on at the new house, and yeah, it's been consuming my time. Really haven't had time to come over.
And the housing market is like booming right now.
Oh my goodness,
so
it's booming. So I'm working 7 days a week from almost sun up, sundown.
in my job in marketing, I'm working more hours just because everybody needs a COVID response or what's changing, and so I'm constantly making videos and all that fun stuff now for clients. So we've just been busy. That's all we're saying. We're being adults, and
It's very hard to coordinate our schedules together because we're both much, much busier than we've ever been.
and so I've put out a few, Craigslist ads for new co-hosts, and just nobody's really come through. They must have listened to the show and realized, nah,
It's not worth it.
it's not worth it.
I'm not getting my 5 minutes of fame there.
No, my boss tries to make fun of me all the time. Well, he does make fun of me all the time. But,
Tell your boss to look in a mirror. He doesn't have anything to make fun of.
well, and that's the joke. So he every time he says, like, nobody listens to you, you don't know what you're talking about, da, 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 I just say 50K. Because that's how many downloads we have on the podcast. So, and then that always just shuts him up. He always just says rude and walks away. Because his podcast does not have 50K.
No. And he's tried. And
he's tried.
He's put in a lot more effort than we've put into ours.
So I said, hey, just because I'm not that smart doesn't mean that my opinion is not valued. So here we are today with the 50K episode talking about previous episodes, I guess. I don't know what we talk about.
Talking about responses.
Yeah, so surely we're at 50,000 downloads now. So
The last time we did one of these episodes, it was 5,000, right?
well, yeah, I was going to say we surely have hundreds of reviews since then. You know,
yeah.
The last one review we read, I think, was our 5,000 review.
Right.
Episode,
and we now
so-
have 10 times that download. So we should have 10 times the comments.
Should have 10 times the reviews, the comments, all that kind of stuff. So where was that?
That's my prediction.
So
We
I'm
have 10 times the comments.
Pulling this up here.
Now, what are you pulling up? Are you pulling up iTunes?
I'm on, well, iTunes, does that exist anymore? I think that's not a thing. I think it's just Apple Podcasts.
Oh, okay.
Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, they split it up, yeah.
I no longer have iPhone, so I don't know this.
Well.
But I am going back to an iPhone. My next phone will be an iPhone.
Really?
Yes.
What's bringing you back?
I switched from iPhone to go to Google Pixel because everything I did at work was centered around Google Suite. And so it was Google Sheets, Google Mail, Google everything. And it was just very easy having my phone automatically sync. Well, I've kind of pushed away from the Google platform. And to me, an iPhone has always been a more superior phone.
Right.
And so I'm going back to it because I no longer
to
need
me,
the Google
iPhone
stuff.
is just more user-friendly for those that don't want to figure out how to do cool stuff on their phones.
No,
You can do a lot more
Yeah, I can do it.
customized stuff on your...
Right, I can do a ton of customizations on my phone, but I don't care about that stuff.
Right. Just track me. It's okay. I'm not trying to...
Yeah, I mean, every phone is going to track you. They all do the same thing.
Yeah.
And for the most part,
Is this a conspiracy episode?
for the most part, Apple has more apps because everybody makes their app for Apple first.
Yeah.
And so that's another reason.
Gotcha. Well, Andrew, I have some bad news.
What's up?
I'm going through the last years worth of reviews.
Yeah.
How many do you think that we have? Like
At
surely
least 10 times what we had.
Yeah, we have 4.
How many did we have?
How many reviews did we have?
Yeah.
4. That's what I'm saying.
No, 4 now, but
Oh.
how many total do we
I
have?
don't know. I'm not counting all these. 1, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Oh, it's just 41.
And we have 4?
No, we have 41 ratings, but only 4 people that actually left. Is that what that means? People actually left a comment on the rating.
So we have 41 total ratings. And how many? Let's see.
Hey, and we're 4.4. That's a passing score. So
6 times 3 is 18. So we have 19 comments and only 4 new ones.
well, this is going to be a very short episode, but so
Hey, if you're listening to us, clearly we have 50,000 downloads, so we have quite a few people listening. Why don't you leave us comments so we have something to talk about on a future episode?
Can you guys start providing the content? Because listen,
And we're going to need you to smash that like button.
smash it. We're running out of things to talk about, so we would like to figure out what you would want us to talk about, or come on the podcast. We've always offered that. Nobody's taking
no
us
one
up.
ever takes us up on it.
Like, hey, anybody want? Well, I guess maybe Austin and Leb, mainly Leb. He always calls about being on the podcast, but the guy doesn't know how to use a mic.
Is Austin even around anymore?
Austin moved, but
I
they're
know he
still
moved.
together.
Austin, we need to get you on the show.
Yeah,
You're the funny one
Can we
anyways.
have Austin no Leb? Is that a thing?
We've gotten Leb, no Austin. Now we need Austin, no Leb.
Right. And so I was going through our episodes, and I was like, golly, fantasy football wasn't that long ago, according to our
Podcast
yeah.
shows.
If we do fantasy football this year, we're going to do it on YouTube.
So I
We're
do
not
have
gonna-
bad news, Dusty.
What?
I just backed out of our league today.
What? Then why am I in the league?
I
Because
don't know.
you're the only other one I know.
You can back out too, and then that'd put them at another
Why'd you
even
back
number.
out?
Just because I have so much going on.
Oh my gosh!
Literally, so the same excuse I give to you, I gave to him.
Like,
Would you like me to read my text?
You gave your breakup speech.
I did. I said, here's my text this morning. Hey, man, I'm going to have to back out of this year's league. I am way too busy with work and the new house trying to get projects finished that I don't have time to commit to. That was my breakup
bunch
speech.
of baloney.
It's the same breakup speech I give you every week.
Yeah, because you know what? Those projects that he's so behind on never get done.
Whatever.
So you can use that excuse next year.
Next week. Hey, I was out scrubbing my driveway this morning.
Yes.
So stuff is getting done. It just takes time.
All right, so let's read this long year's worth of reviews, please. Cause
I mean, it's only 4, so we need a lot more filler than that, Dusty.
no, I mean
All right.
we're already at 8 minutes. So
Well, I haven't read any of these. I don't even know how to get to them, so this is going to be my natural reaction. Dusty, go ahead.
all right, Caden 1J says this was a year ago. So sorry, Caden, for just getting back to you.
So the fun part is trying to figure out if we know these people by their username. I only know
don't
one
think.
Caden.
But I want to give a shout out to Hog Monster, who was the one that said, bless their heart, they're celebrating, wait for it, 5,000 downloads. Well, guess what? We're back. Okay, Hog Monster, we're back.
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
50,000.
50. Boom. Boom goes the dynamite.
I remember that episode. That was funny.
Caden says, love your podcast. Very funny with a touch of seriousness. That's basically it. Keep doing what you're doing is what he says.
Nice.
And that's what we are. I appreciate that he says very funny, because sometimes I think, was this funny?
Right? Did this land right?
Because when we're doing a podcast, nobody's reacting to what we're
Right.
saying. We're just hoping.
And we're not even really intending to be funny. Matter of fact, numerous times I've asked Dusty about our whole podcast thing because he put comedy in the title.
Because everybody says that it's funny.
But we never intended to be a comedy podcast.
We're not a comedy duo at all.
By no means.
By no means. Nobody's asked us ever to do stand-up. That is for sure.
Neither one of us are the funny ones in our group. Even when we're just together, neither one of us are the funny ones.
Hey.
Listen.
I'm kind of funny.
No, your receding hairline is funny.
Exactly. Maybe that's what it is slapstick comedy.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Like,
You just take your hat off.
I'm the guy that accidentally hurts myself at randomly, and that's funny.
Or you're the guy who trips into the pool.
Trips into the pool. Yep, that's something I would do. But thank you,
Stop
Caden.
taking your hat off.
Thank you, Caden, for... I've basically shaved my head because of your comments about my bald. No,
Because of my pool.
no, because pools don't lie. All right?
Right.
So you jump in a pool and you take some underwater pictures. It shows you everything that is missing on your hairline. And so when I realized every picture looked like I was bald anyway.
It was literally every picture.
Every picture. Because I have blonde hair. It's super thin. And then there's, receding spots. And so it just was like, okay, let's just... if I cut it shorter, it's not going to part as much in the water, maybe. But then I realized I'm bald.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
So-
living with it.
I just figured out our comedy stance or whatever. You're slapstick, and I'm the insult comedian.
That's where the insults aren't funny, Andrew. They really hurt.
But they're funny to everybody else.
They're not funny.
All right, what's next?
All
Thanks,
right,
Caden.
we got Neil 49er, which I'm pretty sure is probably you.
Wait, 49er.
There's not very many 49er fans out there.
Let's go Niners.
But Neil says, I'm a bivocational youth pastor in North Carolina. My day job is a groundskeeper at the local university. Why he doesn't want to name that university, we don't know.
That's a dangerous job.
Being a groundskeeper?
Yeah, because the first person in Tulsa to pass away of COVID was a bivocational groundskeeper, actually.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, Neil, this was a year ago, so who knows? Hopefully.
Wait, where's he from?
North Carolina.
Okay, not the same guy.
Hopefully, Neil, you're okay. And hopefully everything's going great for you. That would be... maybe give us a little update. make sure you're all right.
Yeah, please, Neil.
But Neil, before he so suddenly passed away, he said, I hope he hasn't. That would be so bad. My day job as a groundskeeper at a local university. Since I'm on the mower a lot, I finally gotten into this whole podcast thingy. And most podcasts I'm into have inappropriate language, and I've trained myself to listen around the language. But finally, I found Bible Belt Bros. These guys spark fun conversations, they make you laugh, and encourage a guy like me on this Christian walks thingy. This isn't a theological podcast, praise the Lord. That I added the praise the Lord. And Dusty and Andrew don't pretend to be biblical scholars, and that's what I think I like most about them. Y'all are awesome. Keep it up and keep your shining light in the form of ministry. 5 stars.
Ooh, thank you, Neil. I think it's because he knows I'm a Niners fan.
You could tell he's a pastor because, golly, that was a long review.
Well, wait, isn't he a youth pastor?
Yes.
So he should be the fun guy, not the guy leaving the long
He
reviews.
does sound like a fun guy, except
He
for the
does.
Niners thing. But
No, that makes him more fun.
no,
A lot more
I
fun.
don't know about that. I guess I wasn't. My mom was telling me I used to like Steve Young. I used to watch the Niners a lot.
Let's go, Dusty.
So I guess a part of my history is aligned with the Niners. But go Pack, go!
Let's go, Dusty.
Insert sound effect. Okay, so thanks, Neil. We appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you very much, Neil.
Hopefully you're
You're-
doing
you're
okay.
all right.
Hopefully you're no longer bivocational and you've got the full-time thingy. It's been a year. Come on, let's go.
If not, give us your pastor's number. We'll call him.
TZ63 says, "You go, bro." Oh, wait.
TZ.
TZ63.
As in Troy's-
We do know a TZ.
Or
Is he
his
60?
spouse.
Is he 63? How old?
His spouse.
Yeah. Oh. Is she 63?
I don't know. No.
What's the 63? Maybe that's the...
You're there born or you're...
They graduated?
I don't know.
How old is too old to start using the date, your graduation date? You know, like when we first created emails, it was like
You're right.
Dusty 2003 because that's when we're seniors. How old is too old to continue using that as your...
And when do you switch to your college graduation, or do you ever?
Well, I didn't go to college, so...
So it's going to be
Never.
Dusty Hope, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Dusty Hope, no year. Just Dusty Hope. Well, TZ says, "You go, bro," which I don't know who she's talking to you.
If it's a she, could be a he.
Or he, because it doesn't say bros. So this is directed to one of us, not both of us.
Well, you said bros, which would be...
You go, bro.
Oh. Well, I don't see either one of those two using bro as a word. So I don't think it's them.
There is like a laughy face afterwards, so maybe they felt stupid typing it. I don't know. COVID-19. Don't just go through it, grow through it. Now that does sound like something our pastor has said numerous times.
Yeah, but TZ just doesn't go with his name.
TZ. No. You go, bro. COVID-19. Don't just go through it, grow through it.
But that is something we have definitely done with COVID.
Growing?
Yes. It has really taken the church to what it really should be, and it's helped us both grow tremendously. And
realizing that it's not about a building.
Yeah. That the body, the congregation, is the church.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I've always had the head knowledge, but now the heart knowledge is coming.
So, wait, so you're not a Christian yet? The heart knowledge is almost there?
No, I'm talking about being the church.
Okay. Understanding what church is.
I have the heart knowledge of what Christ did for me and who my Lord and Savior
Okay.
is. I have that heart knowledge.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it worried me a little bit. I thought I was just going to have to say a prayer or something.
When I say the prayer?
Yeah. Well, repeat after me, Andrew. Our Father. No.
There we go. Who art in heaven.
Who art in heaven. No, don't lead it. I'm leading the prayer. Would that be funny? Like, the pastor's giving that on the Sunday, and somebody else just takes over.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard that you do this all week, Pastor. Let's hurry it up,
Let's just spit this out. Come on. Let's put this on track. Fast forward.
Because it's always like that moment of waiting for somebody to repeat it.
Right.
And so if you just had somebody hurrying that up.
And then while your head is bowed, be like, I see that hand back there.
Which I remember.
I see that one.
I remember doing that as a youth pastor, and sometimes the pauses are just to remember what you're saying.
That's what I do at house church with our questions. Sometimes my pauses are me trying to remember the questions.
They're like, because they encourage awkward silence,
Yep.
make sure everybody has a chance to share. But sometimes you're like, golly, what is I'm just going to let this be like the Holy Spirit's awkward silence, but what is that question I'm supposed to ask?
And so sometimes, during that awkward silence, you'll see me pull my phone up because I'm going to our Facebook page where we have the questions written out.
Oh, my gosh.
And so I have to read the questions off our Facebook page.
Well, TZ, whoever you are, thank you.
Thank you very much.
For the 5 stars.
Oh, that was another 5-star.
Yeah.
Are these all 5 stars?
Well, we got a couple Karens in here that make it go down, but for the most part, they're 5 stars because they're all our bros. They're all our friends.
Nice.
Yeah. This last one, I am not going to say this name right.
Hold up. Let's see.
Raza? Razel?
Razel Manja?
Raza Majaja. That sounded like Misa Bark Jar Jar Binks. That's what that made me think of.
Huh.
1124. Anyways, this person says, you guys are interesting. Okay. Back up.
Do you need me to read, Dustin?
Yeah, read this one.
All right, let's see. You guys are interesting to listen. I was condemned by a Baptist church and have had a sour taste in my mouth for all Baptist churches since. You guys make me think that perhaps the Baptist church isn't all bad. I enjoy your podcast. Wow, this one actually hits home with us.
That actually is, and that was only a couple days ago. Look at that. We're on top of things.
What? Oh, it was. Nice.
We're on top of things.
That was only 4 days ago.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to say Raza, because I can't say the rest of the name. Well, Raza, we definitely thank you for this comment. It does definitely hit home with both of us, as we've talked about in our podcast numerous times. I mean, how many Baptist churches, have I been kicked out of?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Well, that's what we all have in common, is we all have felt condemned by the Baptist church at one point or another.
So it's not the Baptist church, although all the churches I've been kicked out of happen to be Baptist.
But that's also all the churches I've gone to have been Baptist.
Right. And I'm trying to get kicked out of this new one now, but this non-denominational pastor will not kick me out.
He won't do it. He
I've dared him. I've dared him.
Like, how many times have we brought him up on this podcast, and he still doesn't kick us out?
Right? Jeez. This guy, he's so forgiving. Anyways, we have, it's not the church. It's the people in the church. But once you remember...
But the people are the church.
Once you remember that you don't go to church for the people, you go for God, it's a lot easier to get by and to deal with. But
well, and I think we're learning a lot in the world, too, that just people suck sometimes.
Right.
And so don't let one group of people
Well, and just because they're in church and maybe they're in a leadership role in church does not mean they're a Christian.
Yeah.
And so,
Or just doesn't mean that they have it together, I guess, is part of it. You know,
yeah,
just because
they don't
you're-
have the heart knowledge either.
Right, exactly. So hang in there. If you need more people to listen to, we'll give you some ideas. But there's a lot of good Christians, a lot of good Christian churches.
If you can't stand Baptist churches, go AG. I love AG too. Actually, I love all denoms, but
You just called out.
but I do
multiples.
I do definitely. If I wasn't Baptist, I'd go AG.
Well, and you just have to find the group of people in a church that you connect with,
That's right.
and there's a
Usually
lot of
AG
good
are
ones out
nice.
there. Huh?
Usually AG are really nice.
Is that Assembly of God?
Yes, but or find you a good non-denom. That's what Dusty and I do.
We're technically Baptist, but
Don't tell our pastor that.
yeah.
The only reason we're considered Baptist is because we give to the Baptist Missionary Fund.
But a lot of our belief system revolves around Baptist faith and message.
Because we give to the Baptist Missionary Funds, we
but
have to.
that's what I would say is part of this podcast is like it would be stupid to me to think that my Baptist upbringing that the Baptists were correct about everything, you know, just like Assembly of God are correct about everything. Like just realize that man interpretations of things and we're always going to mess it up. We've been reading through the book of Genesis, and I mean the Israelites. Come on, they always mess it up. Exodus. We're reading through Exodus.
I mean, look, you just messed that up.
Yeah, exactly.
We're on Exodus 22, and you don't even know
I
what.
haven't been paying attention.
We're 22 chapters deep. That means we're at least 22 weeks into Exodus, and you don't even know what book we're in.
It's just like, yeah. Which reminds me of where was one of our 1 stars here?
One of our Karens.
Yeah. Okay, this is Rebecca, and Rebecca, we love you. All right, but this is actually really hilarious, really well written, and so that's what I think is funny. This was a year ago, so we've gotten better since then, right? I'm definitely new podcast listener, and I've been very excited about the various genres that can be found through podcast form. I have been challenged, inspired, and have laughed so hard that it hurt. And then I've come to you guys. That's basically what it says. When listening to the 10 Commandments podcast, I kept waiting for something and waiting and just never got anything. Perhaps it was just that one, but I'm moving on.
That is this podcast in a nutshell. Really, Rebecca? We're waiting too.
We're waiting too. But it made me think of when we're going through Exodus, and you just are like, how much longer? Like, it would just keep waiting and waiting.
For real.
Hell, it happened. So I was like...
It's like, if I was the Israelites, I'd be like, Moses, go up the mountain already. Just go up there.
So our podcast is super biblical, all right? It's all about waiting for that one shining moment where the 10 Commandments finally come down off the mountain.
And then Moses drops them.
Yeah, so walk back. Could you imagine being Moses and being like... Because we were talking about, like, the fact that was a mountain that Moses had to climb.
Yeah.
And Moses didn't just go... Like, I always heard the story of Moses went up once, got the 10 Commandments, came back down. But there's like, Moses went up, talked to God. God said, tell the people this. He goes back down. People say, tell God this. He goes back up. So he had been climbing that mountain. Moses was in shape. He had been climbing that mountain like multiple times before he finally got the 10 Commandments, before he...
Dude, I never
instruction.
I never thought of it that way. Moses was probably a PT stud.
He was in shape, for sure.
Let's go.
He was not eating at McDonald's.
Oh, that's where it goes. I do it wrong.
We need to start a YouTube series, Andrew, of us getting back into shape.
Ooh.
Because
going around is a shape. So
quarantine 15 has become 30 for me. So
quarantine 15.
The 15 pounds you added since quarantine. Yeah.
I
but
got
for
you.
me, it's been 30. So
let's see.
Go.
Mount Sinai is only 7,500 feet. So I mean, it is a mountain, and it is up there a little, but it's only 7,500 feet. Come on now.
I can't remember how high the mountains were that I climbed.
I've
gone up
there
to
in Casper.
Grand Teton.
Yeah, how do you spell that?
Teton, right?
There it is. I found it. It is 13,000.
There we go.
It was 13,776.
I don't think I didn't go to the peak, so I probably went 10,000.
Nice. So, yeah, see? You're almost like Moses.
Yeah, and that took me all freaking day.
So it's just one day. Just one day. Did you get back down?
Yeah, in the same day. Yeah.
So, yeah,
we
see?
basically went up the mountain. There's like a little hidden lake up there on top there. And then so we hung out around that, and then we walked back down. So we only hung out at the top for like an hour.
Is that this picture on your desktop?
No, that was we would also that's the second one. We went to Glacier National Park.
Oh. Is that a hidden lake up on the mountain?
That
looks like
is it is one of them. It's actually the lake made of melted glaciers.
Did you get in it? That'd be
Yeah,
cold.
super cold.
I imagine.
Super cold. And just super cool to like that's like the rewarding thing. You climb up this mountain, there's nothing around, and then you get to the top and then there's this like hidden clearest water you ever seen lake. It's just to chill at.
Nice. Well, Candace, what's her name?
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, Rebecca.
Rebecca.
Well, Rebecca, thank you very much. We're still waiting for our podcast to get there, too. If you don't mind, just keep listening and let us know when we
she
get
says
there.
she's already moving on.
Yeah, well, so let's title this, Rebecca, come back.
Let's do it. We'll title it, Rebecca, come back.
Give us a second chance, Rebecca. All right. Well,
I guess that's it.
that's going to wrap it up for this week, guys. Thank you very much for listening. Remember, this is 50K.
So we'll see you for the next 50, hopefully.
Actually, we went from 5K to 50, so now our next will be 500.
Oh, gosh. That's pretty lofty goals. I guess we have to record podcasts consistently, right, to make that happen?
Yeah.
That's what my wife yelled at me for, was basically like, you could have been at 100K by now if you just record your stupid podcast.
Right. If we just record what we talk about, I mean, that's pretty much our podcast anyways.
I'm going to have to just start bringing one of those belt buckle.
Well, I'm looking at getting a setup at my house, so we'll see. We may just be able to have multiple places we can record and be able to record anytime.
Oh. Well, would you look at that?
That's right.
All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you have any... One, if you haven't given us a review yet, just do it. I don't know if it even means anything, but it's cool to see. And two, if you have any topics you want us to talk about, hit us up on Facebook or the Instagram or YouTube and throw those in the comments, and we will, because we're looking for topics, we're looking for content, and we're looking for guests.
And we're looking for you to smash that like button.
And smash it, and see ya.
Take it easy.